Hey, what's going on, kings and queens? Today is Wine Review Wednesday. So this is going to be the first ever wine review, and I think that it's really fitting that I am going to feature this particular winery. You've probably seen it on quite a few different shows, maybe a couple of movies, but today we're going to be covering a wine review and tasting through some badass wines from Phil Long and Longevity Wines. So I have 3 wines here that we're going to go ahead and go through. I've already poured my glasses, and without further ado, let's taste some badass wine coming up right now. Ray Scholes here with Royal Vines, bringing the tasting to you. So on this channel, we talk about wine, but of course we also talk about beer, spirits, and some of my favorite cocktails. Now, if this is your first time here on my channel, make sure that you press that like button, hit that subscribe button and that bell button, so that way you're notified every time we post right here on Wine Wednesdays. So without further ado, the wine we're going to taste today is going to be from Longevity Wines. We have their Petit Verdot from 2013 in Lodi, and then also its big brother. We're going to be tasting some of the Cabernet Franc from Lodi as well. So they're sitting pretty next to each other. And then we're going to wrap it up with a little bit of Cabernet Sauvignon from the 2014 vintage coming out of Livermore. So Longevity Wines started back in 2006 in Livermore, and Phil Long is the winemaker. He started producing pretty much wines out of his garage, kind of a deal. I mean, talk about rags to riches, right? Almost kind of like that Aladdin story, right? So when they first started with Longevity Wines, they were producing about 500 cases. Now they're up to about 2,500 cases last time I checked. Now I do want to let everyone know that this is not a paid promotion. I did receive, however, these bottles for free to taste. I actually came across these wines in a tasting that I did for an event. Let's jump into it, right? So this is going to be the Petit Verdot. This is going to be a 2013. So this particular bottling is coming out of Lodi, actually. So not Livermore, but Lodi, California. So let's do it. Yeah. All right, cool. So, all right. Now remember, with these, and I always like to go through and kind of like smell all of my wines first before I go ahead and just jump right into the first one. Anybody that's taking exams or anything like that, I highly suggest you do the same. Very first wine, we're gonna do the Petit Verdot. So as I look at it, so this is gonna give me a really nice bright red, bright like ruby red color. Oh man, this smells great. All right, I get Bordeaux cherries, black plum, sage, vanilla, mint. There's a little bit of this like mocha cocoa thing kind of going on as well. Let's taste it. Oh man, Phil, this is awesome, man. Wow. All right, so you can have this with food or you can have it by itself. It's really smooth, but it does pack a little bit of a punch. So like the alcohol is bold, the tannin is bold as well, but it's wrapped in a really pretty package. And it's like, hey, here you go. It's almost like, you know, when that guy broke up with you in high school, but he did it in such a nice way, you didn't really know how to take it. Yeah, that's what that wine is. Let's move on to the next wine, which is gonna be the Cabernet Franc. Now, quick backstory. Cabernet Franc actually has one of its kids sitting at the table. And no, it's not me. Now, I'm gonna give you a little backstory on Cabernet Franc. One day, Cabernet Franc is just minding its business in the vineyard, doing its own thing, growing all wild. And then all of a sudden, Sauvignon Blanc comes whisking through the vineyard. And she's looking all good, smelling all good, like grapefruit, and has her little grassy attitude going on, because that's what Sauvignon Blanc smells like, grass and grapefruit. So she entices Cabernet Franc, and next thing you know, they're going out on a couple of dates, and he gets her knocked up, and then next thing you know, they give birth to Cabernet Sauvignon. And that's the story. You can Google it. I promise you, you'll find it. Anyways, so let's go ahead and get into the Cabernet Franc. So, all right, so this particular wine on the site, or as far as the color is concerned, it's gonna have like this dark ruby kind of color going on. And on the nose, it's kind of dusty. It kind of has this dusty thing going on, but I also pick up on some really beautiful dark black fruit, some beautiful bright red fruit as well, almost like sweet red strawberries, definitely some raspberry going on, and then some dark like purple plum, and just the flesh of the plum. Yeah, on the palate, same thing. Definitely getting plum, those red strawberries and raspberries, a little bit of dark cherry and bright red cherry. Now on to the big boy, Cabernet Sauvignon. This beautiful thing here is gonna be a very dark purple actually. Yeah, it has a really nice dark purple hue to it. It's actually gonna be a little bit earthy up front. There's some juicy fruit going on here, like fruit that's ready to just begging to be picked, like some fruity raspberries. Also get like almost like this wild strawberry thing kind of going on. There's also some black fruit there, maybe some blackberry. So some black and some red fruit kind of mixing it up a little bit. Eucalyptus, there's some black pepper notes there too, like fresh ground black pepper. Oh man, this is amazing. All right, cool, let's taste it. Oh yeah, this is kind of a wine where you can have it by itself or you can have it with food. Either way, you're gonna enjoy it. Definitely can taste a little bit of that eucalyptus. Oh man, that's really delicious. The tannin is a little bit bold, so it kind of dries your mouth out just a little bit, but it's also very approachable and mellow at the same time. So this one packs a punch, but also a little bit more mellowed out as well. If this is your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also that bell notification button, so that way you get those notifications every time that I post right here on Wine Wednesdays. Until next time, kings and queens, see, swirl, smell, sip, savor the experience. Cheers.